Hi there, you wonderful people. So, just a quick one before we start the show. On this podcast, we talk about all kinds of things from dates to relationships to sex. So, you can imagine this isn't the podcast for everyone. But if you like gossip and drinking coffee with your pals, then Sex and Sexuality is the podcast for you. Today, I'm here with the one, the only, the Instagram thirst trap, the hunky heart drop, Kevin, also known as Coop Loop. So feel free to go follow him on everything that you know. And today, we're going to be talking about first times. But before we get into that, how is everything going on in the life of Kevin?
Everything is okay. Everything is calm and not a lot's going on. It is lockdown, so it's pretty boring.
Oh, I feel it. So, today we're going to be talking about first times. So, do you remember your first time? We'll start off a bit more modest. Let's go with, do you remember your first crush? The first person you had a crush on?
Kylie Minogue.
Oh, to be fair, she is pretty stunning. Actually, Kylie Minogue, every time I think of her, I just remember, what's the song she sang? Can't Get You Out of My Head. And then I just can't get it out of my head. It's just her in that white dress, little number.
Yeah. I'm like way older than you, so my memories of Kylie are like way back when. But yeah, no, I think it was Kylie. And then I moved on to like the Power Rangers. I was torn between the pink one and the red one. I was like, oh, which one? I was totally team Jason. Jason all the way.
Oh, Jason was probably the first crush I ever had, ever.
Yeah.
He's just brilliant. It was just, he was only 17 when he filmed that though. And I'm
Was he actually?
Yeah, and I'm like, he's so much younger than me now. And he was already like doing Power Rangers.
Yeah. He was super pretty.
Do you remember your first kiss?
I don't know. First boy kiss or first girl kiss?
Either or, both.
Oh, I can't remember my first boy kiss. I know. No, I actually have no idea when my first boy kiss was. I would have been like 16 at the time.
Than me. I was 18. Well, mine was gross, that I remember, because it was like a straight club as a goodbye. I knew him through a friend, and I was with that, and I bumped into the friend and was obviously like, hi, how are you? And his friend was visiting, and then like I was just saying goodbye to like them both, and then my friend was like, you should kiss him, and I was like, okay, because I had one too many tequila. I don't even know. It was like my third ever time going out to a club, and it was like the only club I'd ever been to. So I hadn't like experienced like anything else yet. And then I remember kissing him, being really excited, and my friend picked me up from the club at like 3 a.m. and had me just smiling drunk in the car, telling him all about it. And he's just there like, that's nice.
That's cute.
Gross.
Yeah, I love that. That's really random. That just a random stranger that you've never met just made out with you in a club.
Oh, you say that. That happens a lot, like now.
Boy, yeah, but not for like your first kiss. That's yeah. I'm pretty sure mine was probably exactly the same. Was it like full on time? How long did it go on for?
I don't even know. I can't remember because it was really. I was a little bit intoxicated at the time, but it was. I'm like trying to remember. I'm trying to access the drunk memory brain, and it's always difficult. But from what I remember, mainly it was like, I don't know. I don't even remember what he looks like, to be honest. I do have him on Facebook, so I'm gonna have to like try and find him and do him a stalk. But anyway, moving on to first times again. So we done first crush, and we did first kiss, which was both kind of. Remember your first date? Do you remember the first date, or like a first date? That was awful.
I've had quite a few. There was one guy that I went on a date with, and he was really super awkward. He was really, I don't know, he was just really awkward. There was just something really off about him. But I think he kind of like hounded me for a date, so I did. And then we went to get a drink, and then he sat, and he was like on his phone a lot. And then we went to the cinema, and he sat on his phone, which really made me a little bit mental in my brain. And then at the time he worked in a bar, so I had also worked in at some point. So we went to that bar, and then he spent all of his time speaking to other people.
I hate that. Like, I feel like for me, like, if I go on a date or something and the other person's just like constantly on their phone and you're just kind of like sat there having drinks between both of you, and then they're just there like, it's a bit like, I don't mind if they're on their phone, but they go like, oh, sorry, I've just got to reply to this quick, and then do it. Or they'll be like, hey, look at this, and then like show me something. But I feel like it's just like a mood killer.
Like in the cinema is bad enough. To be on your phone in the cinema is, oh no. But just for like the whole date. So I ended up leaving with someone completely different. And then I'm sure like a year later, she messaged me on like Grindr or something and was like, oh hey, and I was like, I know you. Leave me alone.
We've done this before. You're the phone guy.
Yeah, no thank you. Leave me alone.
God. The first date I ever went on was with this random guy that I met on Grindr, and we had talked for like a month. Like we moved from like, you know, the stages of where it's like from Grindr, and then you're like, oh, should we move to like WhatsApp? And you're like, oh, you're gonna get married, like that kind of thing. And then I moved to like WhatsApp, and we were like talking for like a month, and eventually we were like, oh, let's just meet up and go for a date. What do you want to do? So we decided, oh, we'll go to Brighton because it's like the equidistance point of both of us. So we went to Brighton for the day, and I remember I met him at the train station, and we met at the train station, and like he was like so different in person. Well, first of all, I know this sounds really bad, but he smiled and his teeth were black, and I was like,
what?
I don't know, it was gross. And I feel really bad at the time, but his teeth were black, and I was like, I don't know why. Like, if they're a bit yellow, that's fine, but they were black, and I was like,
how did you know, like, it'd been a month, had you never seen his teeth?
No, because like, obviously we've sent photos and things to each other, but we never like video chat. It was before like video chat was like a proper thing. So that was like strike one. And I was like, anyway, so we went to Brighton, and I was like, it's fine, it's cool, we can deal with it, I'll be fine with it. And then and then I remember we were walking through like Brighton, and there's like the North Lanes, and they're like kind of compact, but they're not like compact, you know, you kind of like, you bump into someone and you just kind of like go, sorry, blah, blah. Anyway, someone bumped into him, and he full on turned round and started like just having a go at them, and I was just like embarrassed. So I was like trying to hide in like anywhere I could between people, and he just started having a go at them, and I just knew at that moment, I was like, this is not the person that I'd been talking to, and it just feels strange, and it was horrible.
So did you end the date?
So I never really like ended the date, but we kind of just, I don't even remember what we did. I remember we just like walked around Brighton and got coffee, so it wasn't exactly like long, but I remember like being on the train on the way home, and then he messaged me like as soon as we got home, and he was like, I really enjoyed the date, and I was like, oh, I want to die.
Ugh, that's super awkward.
So it was the worst thing I've ever been on. It was just so awkward. I think, I don't think I've been on many dates that have been awkward since, like that level of awkward.
Like, some of them can be really awkward. I've been on quite a few really awkward dates. Like, a lot. It happens. Yeah, there's a lot of frogs out there. We've all got warts.
That's actually a really cute and gross analogy. It's so difficult to like figure out though if you have a spark or not sometimes. I don't know if it's just me because I'm really lonely, or if it or if it's just me going like, oh yeah, that's a spark, or is it a spark, or do I just like them because they talk to me? Like, am I just doing it's like, he's gay, I am gay, maybe there's a spark, and then you're just like,
to be fair though, in the gay world there's always some kind of spark, because at the end of the day you can always just bone.
Everyone's just really lonely, and then that's just causing the sparks to fly.
Like, it depends. Sometimes it's a little spark, sometimes it's a huge spark. It just kind of depends. It depends on the person and your connection with them. But yeah, no, it happens, but you kind of have to just keep at it until you find someone that sparks really bright.
It's just awful when they don't spark back. Now that's the worst. That's the bit that can cause heartbreak.
That's a bit crap. That always sucks. You think it's going really well yourself, and then you never hear from them again, except for like 3 weeks later when they phone you and they're like, oh, I've got gonorrhea, go get tested.
Don't tell me that's happened to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
no.
times. Good
That's
times.
awful.
Really funny though.
Because it's like, did they just have like a random test and were like, ta-da,
Always be safe.
just, yeah, wrap it, not in clean,
Yeah.
proper NHS medical things.
Yes. Prophylactics for life, baby.
Yeah, only do it when you're married or a relationship. Yeah, that works. I suppose they can't, like, you can't transfer anything if you've never got anything to transfer.
Exactly. Everyone just keep it in your pants till you're married.
Have you ever like made the move on someone first? Like you've just liked someone and you've gone up to them in a bar and you've just gone, "Hi, I know you're with your friends, but you're cute."
Yeah, I have. Like not, I've never really chatted someone up and been like, let's go on a date. But I've gone over to like pull someone in a club.
Yeah, I've
I
never
don't.
done the pulling, or I've never actually been pulled in a club. I mean, there's always been like the awkward, you're just there enjoying yourself with like your friends, and then someone comes up to you and they're like twice your age and alone in the club, and you're kind of like, why are you here? And they're like, can I buy you a drink? And I'm like, no. So
Yes. Always say yes, but always go with them to the bar and watch like a hawk. But always say yes. Free drink is a free drink.
that way, I suppose that's a good idea. Maybe I'll have to do that in future. My first ever time of where I didn't go home when I planned to go home. That was strange. I ended up staying at his hotel. He was actually quite nice. He had to go to work the next morning though. So he was like, have a shower. And I was just in his hotel. Like I could steal anything like
Oh,
that. I was like,
meh. You should have. Why not?
good hotel though, because it's in like central London. So I was like,
Anything that wasn't screwed down would have been mine.
I did put it. I did put the bathrobe on though, which I thought was quite cool because I had like a shower after he left and just got in the bathrobe and was like, "Yeah, this is nice." Oh, that was a fun day because I remember like getting on the train home and it was like, right, call friend number one. So this happened, this, end phone call. Right, friend number two went on a date, ended up staying at his. I'm still not home yet. I'm not going to university. It was a good day. We actually managed to see what did we do? I think like this is probably like the standard of date now because like I met him in London and he was American. He was actually doing like a business trip. So I met him in London, met him in Trafalgar Square, and I remember we were messaging and he was like, oh, I really want to get some tea. And I was like, oh, okay. Because, you know, Americans, English breakfast tea. So I was really cute and bought 2 takeaway English breakfast teas. The first time I actually met him, I was like, here's your tea. And he was like, oh my God, thank you. So we drank tea and like walked around London. And then he was like, what can you do that's like really stereotypical British London? And I was like, the theatre, the West End. That's exactly what you can do. So we went and we got 2 tickets to see the Prince of Egypt. It was really good.
Oh, awesome.
It's only been out a month and like the tickets were like horrendously expensive, but he bought them and we actually got them quite cheap. So it was quite cool. It was quite fun. And then like a week later, I went to see it with my mum and dad. So I've seen it twice and then it closed down all in March. So,
Oh yeah, gutted for them.
that's the thing.
That's a really nice day.
I wonder what lockdown dating is like right now because I'd like deleted everything like Tinder, Grindr, the lot. I deleted it all because I was just like, there's no point. I'm bored. I've got uni to do. So I haven't really looked at it much.
That's probably the best plan. But yeah, from people I know, people are still dating. People are dating and hooking up all over the place. But
The date.
Dating.
Oh, don't. Oh, right. I think we're actually coming to the end now. It may be sad, but it is far from over. If you'd like to keep up with me and Kevin, you can find us both on Instagram. I'm practically_Maxi and Kevin is coop_Luke. From all of us here at Sex and Sexuality, we hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. And remember to have fun, stay safe, and keep on keeping on. Catch you later, guys. Bye.